Hello everyone and welcome to another beer review here from the Czech Republic. Thank you very much for watching. It's been another hot day today here in this country, and I think I mentioned it yesterday. It's gonna stay like this until the end of the week. I'm really I'm roasting and I'm melting, and trying to keep the heat out of the house, but it's just impossible. When you constantly have 32, 33 degrees and the sun is just shining down on you. But we have a few clouds now, and it's getting a little bit colder, at least this evening. Hopefully we get a bit of refreshment in terms of rain, maybe during the night. But anyway, it's the evening, and I'm in really almost ready for a beer. But this evening I'm going to have a nealko, as it's called in the Czech Republic, a non-alcoholic beer from the Biskupský pivovar in Litoměřice. I've reviewed their 12-degree pale lager, Štěpána, yesterday, and I just really liked it. And they're also brewing their own non-alcoholic beer, which is not what a lot of mini breweries do. I think I talked about it in another video, where you now see a lot of non-alcoholic beers from the industrial breweries. So they really, it seems like all of them now have a non-alcoholic beer, and they also have a range of these kind of mixed drinks, these radler or whatever you want to call them. But it's not many or too many mini breweries that actually do their own non-alcoholic beer. But the Biskupský pivovar in Litoměřice does, and today it's the first time I'm actually going to try this. I got this yesterday while I was at the brewery, and it's good until September. So I just don't want to let it wait in the fridge for too long, because it doesn't have much shelf life left. So I decided, although I just did a video on them, I decided to do another one with their non-alcoholic beer. Now, non-alcoholic beers, I know a lot of people then always, sometimes say, why would you bother to have a beer at all if it's non-alcoholic? Why not then have some kind of soft drink? But there are some non-alcoholic beers now that are really, giving that kind of beer experience that we are sometimes looking for in terms of the hop aroma, in terms of bitterness. Well, bitterness probably not so much, but at least hop aroma. And there are some really good ones out there these days. So I am glad that there are, because I do drive a lot. And when you drive, particularly here in the Czech Republic, where we have a zero tolerance on alcohol and driving, which I really support, I think it's absolutely great. It is good to have these options available. And if it comes from a mini brewery, then all the better, because then you probably get that little bit extra edge to the beer. At least that's what I hope. It's called Nulka, which I really like. Nulka, well, it means zero. So it's quite a good name for it. Straight to the point. Comes in a 0.5 liter PET bottle. Now, they used to do glass bottles, the Biskupský pivovar, but for some reason they don't do them anymore. Or at least I haven't seen them for a very long time. And when I talk about glass bottles, I mean 0.5 liters. Anything higher than that, they usually come in PETs from this brewery. But now it seems like they have the 0.5 liter bottles in PET as well. At least for the Nulka. I didn't see the other beers that they have, the other permanent beers, as a 0.5 liter bottle for quite some time. But enough talk, let's give this a go. Again, using a different glass, not the brewery glass. I still haven't been able to find my Biskupský glass. I don't know where it is. So have to use a different glass. I'm sorry. Yeah, is it decent? There's a bit of a citrus aroma coming from it. But just very, very light citrus aroma. Let's see. I'm very curious. not a bad impression at all for a non-alcoholic beer. A nice golden color, a little bit of foamy head. Not too much, but it could also be my pouring. But overall, a kind of nice impression. So I really like it. Na zdraví. That's actually really good. This is actually really, really good. I really like this. Given that it is non-alcoholic beer, which I have had, a few in the last couple of months, maybe even over the last kind of 12 months, because my partner was pregnant. So at some point I stopped drinking regular beers, just in case we would have to go to the hospital, and I need to be able to drive. Particularly here where we live, we live extremely remote. So if something would have happened, I would have been able to, I would have had to drive, because, waiting for an ambulance just wouldn't have been an option. So I stopped, drinking alcoholic beers at some point. I think it may have been around 12 months ago. I'm not entirely sure. And during this time, I drank a lot of non-alcoholic beers. And I have come across some decent ones. I have come across some rather, well, I'm sure there's room for improvement on them. Because they were quite watery, quite, just hardly any taste. But this one I really like. There's a really nice taste to it. It's like a little bit of a citrusy taste, but just very, very small. And a nice hop aroma coming through as well. I'll take another one. Yeah, there's a nice hop aroma as well. There's a tiny bit of citrusy note in there, and then a hop aroma, a nice decent hop aroma, and a very, very light bitterness. So for me, I'm not missing anything in terms of the beer experience that I would be looking for. Given the fact, or knowing the fact, that this is a non-alcoholic beer, I'm absolutely happy. I think this is really, really well done. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's really good stuff. Now, it's not cheap. So compared to the industrial non-alcoholic beers, I mean, some of them you can pick up even for 12, 13, 14 crowns, Czech crowns. Now this one was, if I remember correctly, I think it was 35 crowns, so kind of 20 crowns more, so almost €1 if you convert it into euros, almost €1 more than the industrial ones, but I think it's absolutely worth it. It's really, really good. I really like it. It's also got a full, probably not a full body, but it's definitely feels fuller than some of the other watery non-alcoholic beers that I have had in the past. So I really like this. I think this is absolutely fantastic. So again, an absolutely great beer from the Biskupský pivovar in Litoměřice. And again, if you ever visit the Czech Republic and you have a day or two to spare, I really would recommend trying to take the trip to Litoměřice. Driving would be around 40 minutes. Taking a bus or a train would probably take a bit longer, but it's not far from Prague. It's around 55 kilometers, maybe a bit more, maybe 60. So go and visit Litoměřice, visit the brewery. Even if you're driving, you now know that you can have a Nulka at the brewery and still get a great beer experience while you may be having their really good traditional food that they're offering in their brewery restaurant. Overall, I think this is absolutely great stuff for a non-alcoholic beer. Very well done. I really like it. That's really all I can say. Really, really well done. If you have had maybe this before, or if you have tried some of the non-alcoholic beers that are out there these days recently. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are about the kind of trend towards non-alcoholic beers. Anyway, subscribe to my channel for more beer reviews here from the Czech Republic, and I really hope I will see you again in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice evening. Bye bye.